Hey guys, in today's lesson video, let's talk about how to create that effortless throwing motion. And if you guys have a little bit more of this release type of motion that I like in my golf swing, I guarantee you're gonna gain distance almost immediately. So what we wanna do is that the release style that I like is I like to add a little bit of supination into my release, and gradually, I like my logo, my golf club to gradually point more towards the ground. And a lot of golfers don't like this motion because they think there's too much face rotation, but we do need a little bit of face rotation in the golf swing because we're not swinging from a very upright position. If I'm swinging at this angle, I don't need any face rotation, but since I'm swinging at an angle to the inside, I need a little bit of face rotation naturally to get the golf club back to square. So a lot of golfers don't like this kind of movement because they think we're getting a little bit too handsy, but those golfers tend to have a very big body-driven swing, and I also like a body-driven swing because my main coach back in the States when I was actually playing was George Gankis, and George Gankis is a really good body-driven swing coach. But even for George, what we would do is we would have a very good body-driven motion to around halfway down. Then from this position, he would tell me to extend my right arm and punch the ground in this position right here. So just like a baseball swing, or just like if we were gonna throw this, chuck this golf club in this general direction, if I wanted to throw it very far, I would lead with my body, but at some point, as soon as I open up, I have to throw this golf club, and all I'm doing is that the only difference between myself and a body-driven coach is that I just add a active throw towards the end, because that just works for me, and I think that works for most amateur golfers. Most amateur golfers, if they just rotate their body, they don't have too much club head speed. So that's why we want to add the release part at the end. So all we want to do is that from the top of our backswing, I think a lot of people will agree with this. From the top of our backswing, we want our club face to be kind of matching my spine angle at around halfway down or just before P6. I think everyone would agree with this. From this position, if I arc it off, from that position, if I arc it off, you can see that my logo, my golf club is pointing more towards the ground. So it's not something that I'm trying to do very rapidly. It's very gradual, and all I want to do is I want my club face to be square. So if I go to the top of my backswing, and if my logo, my golf club does not point towards the ground gradually, I'm gonna have a wide open club face. That's why I want my logo, my golf club to gradually point more towards the ground. Then my club face will be matching my spine angle and will be in a really, really good position. So that's where the whole kind of supination thing comes from. So what we wanna do is top of our backswing, feel like the logo of our golf glove gradually points towards the ground, then my club face will be matching my spine angle. Then to impact, my logo, my golf glove will be pointing out in front. Then from here, instead of just holding it off, because in my opinion, from this position, if you hold it off, it might be good for like small distance wedge control, but from this position, if you hold it off, there's not much speed there. So from this position, we wanna get the logo of our golf glove to rotate towards the ground and throw the club head towards the target. That's the type of release that I like because it creates a lot of effortless speed, and we could really get that throwing motion towards the target. So if you want to square up the club face, learn how to get your lead hand, the logo of your golf glove, to point more towards the ground gradually, and I guarantee you're going to create that really good throwing motion. So the only part you have to kind of worry about is from this position, if you get this release really well, especially for golfers who slice the golf ball way off towards the right, we have to add this supinated release. But let's say you hook the golf ball. If you hook the golf ball with this release, don't get rid of the release. The two things that you have to do is, one, the club face has to remain on the outside part of your hands. The club head has to remain on the outside part of your hands from the down the line view, not towards the inside. And the second thing we have to do is that before we come down and try to hit the golf ball, if you hit the golf ball from the top of our backswing, that's going to make the club face come way too much out, and that's going to be a hook all day. So what we want to do is we want to have the correct sequence, and we want to shift all of our weight into our lead side. And then if we get the logo of our golf glove to point towards the ground, we will not hook the golf ball. So try to fix the hook by getting all of our weight into our lead side and by getting the club head on the outside part of our hands. And with the slice, you could try to do this all day, every day, and we could get into a really good position. So hopefully this video helped out on the rooftop today, and try to get this logo of your golf glove, the back of your left hand, to gradually point more towards the ground, and just get into this really, really good habit of just throwing the club naturally towards the target, because supination, this forearm rotation, we do need it in our golf swing. So if you guys have any other questions, please leave a comment comment below. And if you guys like my lesson style, please like and subscribe. And also for online lessons or in-person lessons, I'll leave all the information in the description below. Thanks, guys.